Your relationship with money started long before your first paycheck. Let's talk about why you keep defending a salary that stopped serving you years ago. There is a job you should have left a long time ago. You know the offer was better, you stayed anyway. This is not weakness, it is a predictable trap. Here is the pattern. The longer you stay somewhere, the harder it becomes to leave, even when leaving is obviously the better move. Let's open the mechanism. Sunk cost fallacy is the engine. Your brain treats the years you already invested as something to protect, not as money already gone. It counts the past as a present loss. Loss aversion makes it worse. Your brain weighs a loss roughly twice as heavily as an equal gain. Walking away feels like losing the years, so the amygdala fights to keep them. And mental accounting seals the trap. Your brain files this job under my career, a separate bucket your rational mind never audits against the simple question, what is this actually paying me now? The title becomes the problem. You did not fall in love with the salary. You fell in love with what the role says about you. That identity is the thing your brain is really defending. Watch how it forms. Year 1, you are underpaid but learning. Year 3, you are underpaid but senior. Year 5, you are underpaid but indispensable. Each year, the chain gets one link heavier. The market moved without you. Outside offers rose 20–30%. Inside, your raise was 3. But the gap is invisible because you never put the two numbers in the same bucket. This is not a character flaw. It is a measurable, repeatable behavioral mechanism. Smart people fall harder because they are better at building the story that justifies staying. Let's name the stories. I have too much history here. That is sunk cost talking. The history is already spent. It cannot be recovered by staying. It can only cost you more. They need me, maybe, but indispensability is a cost you pay, not a wage they pay you. The more they need you, the cheaper your loyalty becomes to them. The next place might be worse. Loss aversion again. Your brain inflates the risk of the new and discounts the slow bleed of the old. Uncertainty feels like danger. Stagnation feels like safety. Here is the cruel part. The salary is not flat. Adjusted for what you could earn elsewhere, every year you stay is a year you actively lose ground. Standing still is moving backward. Compound it. A 30% gap, left for 5 years, is not a 30% loss. With raises and savings layered on top, it is often half your potential net worth, quietly gone. Your brain hides this because mental accounting refuses to integrate. My salary and what I could earn live in separate rooms. As long as the doors stay shut, the loss never registers. The amygdala is doing its job. It evolved to stop you from abandoning a secured resource. Leaving a steady paycheck reads to ancient circuitry as walking away from the only watering hole. But you are not on a savanna. The watering hole is one of thousands. The scarcity your brain feels is a simulation, not a fact. Understanding the mechanism is how you switch it off. Let's talk identity entanglement. When someone asks what you do, you say the title, not the wage. The title is woven into who you think you are. Threatening it threatens the self. This is why a pay cut to do meaningful work can feel fine, but a title cut at higher pay feels unbearable. Your brain is optimizing for the story, not the bank balance. Golden handcuffs tighten the same way. Unvested equity, a looming bonus, a title bump next quarter. Each is a future reward dangled to keep you paying a present cost. The carrot funds the cage. Notice the asymmetry. They can replace you in a quarter. You spent years becoming irreplaceable to yourself. The relationship is not loyal, it is one-directional, and the direction is not yours. The data is clear. People who benchmark their pay against the open market every single year change jobs sooner and earn dramatically more over a career. The audit is the intervention. So how do you break it? You cannot out-willpower the amygdala. You cannot logic your way past loss aversion in the moment. But you can restructure the decision so the mechanism works for you. First, collapse the buckets. Write your real annual income beside the median market rate for your role, on the same line, in the same place. Force the two sealed rooms into one ledger. The number will hurt. Let it. That discomfort is the loss your brain has been hiding from you for years, finally made visible. Pain you can see is pain you can finally act on. Second, separate the title from the self. Practice saying what you can do, not what you are called. I build, I analyze, I lead. Skills travel. Titles are rented from a single landlord. Third, reframe the years. They are not a deposit you forfeit by leaving. They are skills you carry out the door. You do not lose the climb when you step off the worn path. This is not a character flaw, and naming it is not enough on its own. The mechanism refires every time you face the choice, so you build the friction in once, not the willpower every time. Fourth, set a market test rule. Once a year, take one real interview, not to leave necessarily, but to force the comparison your mental accounting refuses to make on its own. Watch what your brain does when a concrete offer appears. The story machine spins up instantly. Reasons to stay, risks to fear, loyalty to honor. That spin is the mechanism revealing itself. Understand the mechanism. Every reason to stay that arrives in a rush of relief is suspect. The amygdala does not present arguments. It presents feelings dressed as arguments. Fifth, price your loyalty out loud. If staying costs you $20,000 a year, then you are paying $20,000 a year for the comfort of not changing. Is the comfort worth the price? Most people, seeing the price written plainly, would never knowingly pay it. But they pay it anyway because the cost was never written down. Visibility changes the entire calculation. It's predictable. Knowing this, you can predict your own resistance before it arrives. When you finally line up the numbers, you will feel the urge to look away. Expect it, then do not look away. Your brain is protecting you just from the wrong threat. It guards against the imagined danger of the new while ignoring the real, compounding cost of the old. Redirect the protection. Consider the regret asymmetry. People rarely regret the leap that did not pan out. They regret the decade they spent rationalizing a chair they had already outgrown. And the trap deepens with time, because the longer you stay, the more sunk cost you accumulate, which makes leaving feel even more wasteful. The mechanism feeds on its own output. Here is the reframe that breaks it. The years are not the reason to stay. They are the reason you can leave. Everything you became here is the asset you take with you, not the debt you owe. Let's make it concrete. Open a single page. Left side, your total compensation this year, every number, fully honest. Right side, 3 current market rates for your exact role. Sit with the gap. Do not explain it away. Do not invoke the history, the comfort, the fear. Just let the 2 numbers exist in the same place, in the same bucket, for the first time. Then set the rule you will actually keep. 1 market test a year. 1 honest ledger a year. You are not promising to leave. You are promising to stop deciding with the doors sealed shut. The reward is not just money, though the money is enormous. It is the return of agency. You stop being a person things happen to and become a person who reads the mechanism and chooses. You were never bad with money. You were neurobiologically outmaneuvered by your own loyalty circuitry. Once you see the trap clearly, the years stop being a cage and become a launch pad. Understand the pattern. Change the behavior. See you next time.